we're healing people. We're healing. I love this. I love this. I love this. It's happening.
When you think about it, if something appears messy, that's actually helpful, because it's, if you can remain, like, not lose your peace when things look their messiest.
Right.
That's kind of where the rubber meets the road, right?
Yep. And another helpful thought for me lately has been the fact that Jesus was tempted. Like, when he was on his journey of choosing, rock solid for Holy Spirit, for God, early on, he was tempted. And so how cool is it, like, to think about that, like, when the temptations come up for us, when, like you said, Deidre, the messiness shows up, it's just another temptation. It's another, choice point that we have to either focus on that and try to problem solve and fix the picture, versus taking what we see and instead saying, no, I want to know truth. I want to know truth regardless of what my body's eyes are reporting to me.
Yeah.
I have a question about that. As everyone's talking, the answer is kind of coming to me, but I wanted to get a different perspective. I've been thinking a lot about issues like social justice issues, and how do we apply this to that? I guess I'm torn. Like, part of me feels like if nobody says anything about certain issues, then they're not going to change. But then part of me is like, well, that stuff's there just to be forgiven. So I don't know.
That's a great question. I'm curious what has been coming up for you, but what immediately comes up for me is that we're all we're all exactly where we need to be in our own growth and learning, and so we can't just make, I feel like, a blanket statement like you should handle it this way or you should handle it that way. It's always about turning within and asking. There's this section in the course, and the subtitle is "I Need Do Nothing," and I won't get into a lot of details, but this section was basically given to me by Jesus yesterday because a quote was coming up in my mind, and so I felt moved to turn to that section, and it was the section on I Need Do Nothing, which was quite hilarious to me because I just released a blog, or a video blog about I Need Do Nothing. What it was saying is that coming to this place of resting in knowing that I need do nothing, that truth is one of the things that really struck me in that section was that it says, it is impossible to accept the holy instant without reservation unless, just for an instant, you are willing to see no past or future. And that hit me like a ton of bricks because I've been wholly willing to see no past, but for the first time, it was like, wait a second. I don't know if I've ever let go of the future, because letting go of the future to me would arouse fear. It did arouse fear because it immediately thought, if I'm letting go of the future, what is that? But is that just instant death? If you let go of just the future. And so I had to look at that fear with Holy Spirit, and I realized too that it said you just have to be willing to see no past or future. It doesn't mean you have to see no future or see no past. You just have to be willing to. And I embraced that willingness and was guided to sit in quiet. And I can't tell you even, I don't even know, 45 minutes, if not a little bit longer. And in this quiet space of just resting in Holy Spirit, willing to totally see no past or future, it says in this section that when you rest in the idea you need do nothing, so when you're resting and I need do nothing, it says from this center you will be directed how to use the body sinlessly. So that to me says that you might be called to say something. You might feel moved for where you're at, for where any of us is at in our own growth and learning. You might feel called to do something, but you're going to be directed from a center that is going to help you to do so sinlessly, to do so, with Holy Spirit rather than with ego. So
that so resonates with me.
Cool.
I really feel, that's what I've been kind of wanting to hear, or I couldn't get to, because guess what? I was thinking of it through my mind, and I wasn't going to spirit for that direction or that answer, but that makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, check out that section. If I need do nothing,
I am.
It's awesome.
That's an interesting way he just put that. I was thinking of it through my mind, not through spirit.
Yeah.
Boy, is that...
We do that all the time.
That's when we get mixed up.
Yeah.
Wow. That is such a great way of putting it.
It is. It is. Yep. And it's when we cease to think it, to think it through, and instead go to that experiential place, that's when we really get it. That's when we really start experiencing those very powerful shifts, because now it's coming through our altar, through that place within that is connected with Holy Spirit rather than through the ego thinking mind.
And it's really a matter of remembering to trust, because trust is so essential in that. I gotta tattoo that on my wrist or something.
Inside our eyelids, right?
Oh.
So we see it all the time.
I really like that.
And I love how it says, "For here is only healing, already complete and perfect." And already in my edition, in the Sparkle edition, it's in all caps. That's just a reminder that, again, if that section that I just read before, that I need do nothing, that quote about, just being willing to see no future, we often think that healing is going to happen later. And just by thinking that, we're separating ourselves from it, because we're thinking it's a state that we have yet to attain, when the truth is that we are healed and whole and perfect right now. We've just chosen to push that awareness away. So it's about accepting the fact that we are healed right now, already in this moment.
You're blowing my mind, Corinne. Paul just said about thinking with the mind instead of spirit. This one line here, as God ascends into his rightful place and you to yours, that happens when we are thinking with spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally ascend into our rightful place.
Yeah.
And that awareness becomes apparent when we do that, Why don't we do that all the time?
Because we decide we don't want it anymore.
We
want to play this game again.
I want to be in this body.
Yeah, it's just our decision, which is great because it's our decision. So, the moment we decide that we want it, it's ours. It doesn't ever go away. It doesn't ever get mad at us for turning away. It's always there. So it's as simple as us deciding that, oh yeah, this does make me happy and I do want this.
That is so comforting to hear that.
Isn't
never goes away.
No.
Always there. We just have
right
to reach
now,
for
it's not later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Does anybody have anything else that you feel moved to share or add before we wrap up for this week?
Just thank you. That's it.
That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Lots of
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you, everybody,
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank you very
sharing.
much.
Fabulous.
We're waking up. We're doing
Have
it.
a great week.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.